So here we are once again. Good evening, folks. Oops, there goes my other phone. Welcome to Friday Night Tech Talk. I'm Mobile Geezer, which you know if you're on my YouTube channel, but of course we simulcast on both of my Facebook IDs at the same time. You can go on George Hayes on Facebook or you can go on Mobile Geezer. So if you're new here, please type something in the comments. Let us know you're here. Let us know where you're from. And as usual, I guess I should say for the most time, Brian's usually the first one in, and he was in here at 7:31, so a half an hour ago. And Annette got in here good and early. Glad to see you, Annette. So two of our favorites, two of our most faithful subscribers. Now, not sure if we were very blessed last week when Mike joined us, and he joined us for the entire show, which was awesome. Now, I usually don't get any recognition from the email that I sent when I send out the show notes to Mike and Will and Ted on Thursday evening, but tonight, last night, I got a notification from both Mike and Ted that they received the email, so maybe that's a good sign. And here's Elna just popping in. So all our faithfuls are showing up here. So, like I said, I'm not sure if Mike's going to pop in. He said he had been missing it. So I kind of had the impression he might pop in again. Not saying he'll do it 2 weeks in a row. He might be out making money. I don't know. But hopefully, maybe Ted will show up. Other than that, you get me as usual. And if you're new here, I put out the show notes every week on my webpage. So let me show you that. Go and share screen here. If you go over to my webpage, if you go to mobilegeezer.wordpress.com, if you click on today's date, you'll get just the show notes for tonight's show. And every week I pick some articles that I think might be interesting to you guys. If there's something big going on, I try to highlight that. I usually make that the second story to give people time to get in, and I did that this week. So, give you my usual preview. Might Wall Street remove Intel from the Dow? That's a story on Tom's Hardware. And it seems like their stock has fallen so far down, somebody's thinking about removing them from the Dow Jones Industrial Average. So that would be a very big deal. And of course, the big thing this week is IFA in Berlin, the Consumer Electronics Show. It officially started today, but like we do with CES and in the spring in Barcelona, you've already had 2 days of companies presenting their stuff, and all the big YouTubers are over there, of course. So I just picked a story from The Verge that has pretty much all the big things that were announced. Now, keep in mind, the Consumer Electronics Unlimited in Berlin is not a mobile show. It's a tech show. So you're going to have all kinds of tech. So we'll go over that. And then I said Google's Ask Photos feature begins U.S. rollout. So they showed us the Ask Photos feature back in June, and it's going to start coming to some users in the U.S. So I found that story on TechCrunch. I just thought it was an interesting little story. I thought you guys might be interested in it too. After that, Z Fold and Z Flip 1 UI 6.1.1 AI features. Now, remember when they came out with the Z Fold and Z Flip, they put all these new AI features just in those two phones. Well, now they're going to start coming to the S24, S23, and maybe some others. So I thought that was interesting. That's on Tech Radar, so we'll go over that. And this one I thought was just kind of a cute story. I said, foldable? How about stretchable? And LG is coming up with stretchable displays, and I mean that you can put in your clothes. And this one, I think they have some models, and one model has it in her pocketbook, and you can actually stretch it. So we'll take a look at that. I just thought it was really cool. And then I said, uh-oh, pixel issues to be expected. It turns out some people are having some display issues in the corner of the touchscreen on the Pixel 9 XL. So we'll go to Pixel 9 Pro XL. And somebody actually had it also on the Pixel 9. So I think we've all kind of gotten to expect this stuff. My phone of the Pixel 9 Pro is just about to ship, I believe. My new Pixel Watch shipped today. So, and finally, we'll do a story that I didn't get to last week because we were all excited about Mike being in on, and Mike did most of the talking last week. But I just thought this story is I think it's so good, I didn't want to let it get away. I said Cheyenne, Wyoming could have had the first human/chatbot co-mayors. And it was just a funny story. This guy didn't make it as mayor, but he almost had him and an AI chatbot as, well, not almost, but he did run and he did get a few votes. So I just thought it was a cute story. So back to the top. Nothing else new in the chat. But if Ted or Mike or by some miracle even Will comes in here, I will certainly let you guys know. Pardon me. So let's get on with the first story. Might Wall Street remove Intel from the Dow? This is on Tom's Hardware. Intel could be removed from Dow Jones due to stark stock price drop by Anton Shilov, published 3 days ago. NVIDIA or Texas Instruments could replace Intel in the Dow Jones Industrial Average. So just kind of shocking, but I guess you had to expect that considering what's been happening to their stock. So let's drop it into read review, get rid of the ads or some of the ads. Intel and Microsoft were the first high-tech giants to be included in the Dow Jones Industrial Average Index in the late 1990s. Their growth happening at the same time as that of the PC market. But times have changed. Microsoft is now the world's second largest company by market cap due to its cloud business and supremacy in the AI sector, whereas Intel is now facing possible removal from the index due to a severe drop in its stock price this year, says analysts and investors in a Reuters report. For the first time in 30 years, Intel's market capitalization has fallen below $100 billion, marking a significant drop from its peak in 2000. This year alone, Intel stock has plummeted nearly 60%. That's a huge drop. And the company is now the poorest performer in the prestigious DJIA index. After the company announced a $1.6 billion loss for the second quarter, its stock price dropped further to the lowest level among the index's constituents. That's among all 30 of them, they're the lowest, prompting analysts to suggest that its removal is likely imminent. So that could happen anytime, I guess. The company's decline is partly due to missed opportunities in the rapidly growing AI sector, declining revenue and unit share on the traditional data center CPU market, and massive spending on manufacturing capacity. And this is the key, amid lack of clear business prospects in the foundry market. So they're kind of spending a lot of money, and they don't really seem to have a really clear plan. And just so you don't think it's all that unusual, there have been other big companies that have been dropped out of the DJIA before, but it's rare and it's always kind of shocking when it's a really big company like this. In an attempt to reverse its fortunes, Intel has implemented several drastic measures. The company announced layoffs impacting 15% of its workforce, and I told you about that, I think, 3 weeks ago, and suspended payments of its dividends. That's always a really bad sign. However, some experts believe these steps may be too little, too late. The removal of Intel from the Dow would not only impact the company's reputation, but could also lead to a further decline in its stock price. Yeah, I think you can guarantee that. Meanwhile, the Dow selection criteria prioritize stock price over market capitalization. The highest priced stock in the index is currently United Health Group, which is priced nearly 29 times higher than Intel, according to Reuters. If Intel is removed from the DJIA, potential replacements include NVIDIA and Texas Instruments. NVIDIA has been doing really well lately, and Texas Instruments is always just very steady, according to an analyst cited by the Reuters report. NVIDIA, which the third largest company by market capitalization, I think it should say, which is the world's third largest company by market capitalization, has seen its stock rise 160% this year alone. That's a pretty good rise. However, its volatility might be a concern for the Dow Selection Committee. Yeah, they tend to like solid, steady, like Texas Instruments. On the other hand, there is Texas Instruments, known for its stable performance, exactly, and significant manufacturing in the U.S. Yeah, they've been around for, seems like, forever. TI's stock price has risen over 20% this year, is more in line with the average price of current Dow components. So don't be shocked if Intel gets dropped off the Dow stock market. So I just thought that was a good story to start out with. Let's see. Brian says, looks like Intel is going to lay off some workers. Yeah, well, I told you like 3 weeks ago, they laid off 15%. But yeah, if this is happening in the stock market, you can pretty much bet they'll be laying off more. And they'll probably be on their last legs, really. So I feel bad for them, but they're the ones who they were on top, and they letting the video and everybody else catch up with them. So and now past them. So let's go on to IFA. This is kind of a long story, or a long article, but it is one of the 3 biggest tech shows in the world, so you got to expect that. So this was, I just said IFA Berlin 2024. This is on The Verge. IFA 2024, all the news from the big Berlin tech show. And like I said, all the big guys that I followed, they're all over there. Updated today at 3:44 this afternoon. I think they actually put this out 3 days ago, but they've been updating it constantly. By Umar Shakir, and let's put it in reader view. Oh no, I didn't want to put this in reader view because I want to keep some of the images. IFA, Europe's huge consumer tech expo, attracts some of the biggest companies in the world. It's like a counterpart to CES in the United States, which happens in January, whereas IFA caps off the summer with news on the latest smartphones, fridges, robot vacuums, laptops, and AI-powered products from A to Z. So we're going to do a bunch of different products here. In 2024, IFA opens in Berlin on September 6th, today, and runs through September 10th, which is Tuesday. And The Verge is flying across the Atlantic to bring you the latest coverage. Like last year, IFA should continue its reputation as the showcase for new smart home tech, especially smart appliances. Many of these devices are adopting the Matter standard. Yeah, a few years ago, we were giving you articles about Matter, and that's how you're supposed to be able to use Apple products, Amazon products, Google products all together. And you haven't heard much about it. So we'll see. Which everyone seems to want. So everyone wants this Matter stuff, but which is still somewhat struggling to gain full traction. Yeah, we haven't heard a word about it in like, what, a year and a half? International tech companies from China, Korea, Japan, the U.S., and elsewhere are delivering fresh news leading up to the first day of IFA. Expect new phones from companies like Honor, and they announced, new appliances from Samsung and LG, and much more. So they're just going to give us a good cross-section of stuff here. AMD just tipped the Z2 Extreme chip for next year's Steam Deck competitors. The AMD Ryzen Z1, AMD Ryzen makes awesome good chips. I have one in this laptop I'm using right here. The AMD Ryzen Z1 Extreme is the chip inside the Asus ROG Ally X, Asus ROG Ally, and Lenovo Legion Go. In early 2025, AMD will announce its successor, the Z2 Extreme, for future PC gaming handhelds. That's the word from Digital Trends' Jacob Roach, who heard AMD Computing and Graphics Board's Jack Hein, I don't know how to say that, says it's targeting a 2025 release on an IFA stage in Berlin. I just confirmed with AMD spokesperson Stacy McDermott that the company plans to announce it in early 2025, though AMD is declining to say any more about it today. But they always want to make sure you know about it at this show, especially if it's coming in early 2025. So next one up. Aqara's, I guess that's how you say it, new touchscreen smart home controls are super slick. I love a good tactile dial and sleek touchscreen for controlling my smart home gadget. So Aqara's new panel hub S1 Plus and touchscreen dial V1 caught my eye. And you're going to get names that we probably haven't heard of or very little of in the United States because it is a European show and it's a worldwide show. So this is the first I've heard of this brand. Both hardware to existing light fixtures and can control other devices wirelessly. And that physical dial is so nice. I guess that's this dial right here. They're launching in Europe, you see, and Aqara says U.S. versions could arrive next year. So I guess we will be hearing about this company. Next up, here we go at Matter again. I found a Matter-compatible fridge at IFA, and it's extra. Gee, why am I not surprised? Siemens Bosch XSL, or was it 50? I think. Built-in fridge freezer was launched last year, and Elko Lamertink of BSH tells me it will be upgraded to Matter in early 2025. Like I said, they announced now if it's coming early in 2025. Our ambition is to have our entire product line be connectable via Matter. So Matter is supposed to be able to connect up everything. He said, BSH is also upgrading its smart kitchen dock to be a Matter bridge, which will allow existing appliances to work with Matter. And when I say should be able to hook up everything with the companies that have agreed to participate, which would be Google, Apple, Amazon, and Microsoft. Other than that, I don't know who else, but there's certainly the big guys are supposed to be all allowing you to make things that'll work with any of the four of them. So we'll see. Okay, next up, what's in store for the iPhone 16? Imagine an iPhone, but slightly bigger and slightly faster. Okay, now add another button to the side. Make it gold. You in? Apple's next event is on Monday, that's true. And the rumors and reports have been swirling for months about what we will and won't see. New iPhones are a safe bet. New Apple Watches seem to be on the docket, and there's strong evidence we'll get some new AirPods too. There's even some smoke suggesting a new Mac Mini is in the offing, but that's probably coming a bit later. I don't know why they put that in since that's not part of this event, but I guess they felt they had to. Medea's new kitchen appliances are the first to use Qi wireless power. Days after the Wireless Power Consortium announced it had finalized its Qi wireless power transfer standard, Midea has debuted its first line of cordless kitchen appliances that wirelessly draw all the power they need using the key induction technology. I don't know the key. Like most people in the US, I know Qi, but I don't know key. So I guess they use this more in Europe. Cooktops that use electromagnetic induction to heat pots and pans have been available in kitchens for years, but Midea is one of the first companies to leverage that technology to wirelessly deliver power to appliances. That's cool. Its new Celestial Flex series includes a blender, steamer, and kettle that simply need to be placed on top of an induction plate to run, so they don't need any wires, I guess. Okay. This camera can detect wild boars and weasels. I guess if you live out in the country, say like somebody like Tucker Carlson, this might be good for you. The Camel View, I guess, is a new outdoor camera from the folks behind Reolink that can send alerts when it detects specific animals. It can spot up to 12 species, including wild boar, deer, bucks, and does, mountain lions, elk, ducks, weasels, cattle, goats, turkeys, raccoons, and foxes. And most of you probably know Eleanor and I lived in Orlando for 17 years. And yeah, you would get all of those down there. The company says it's working on adding more critter spotting capabilities. This camera is slated for launch later this year. So it doesn't even give us a price. But if you need something that spots animals outside, I guess this is it. I bet you it's expensive. Let's see. Here's SwitchBot's unannounced new video doorbell solution. A camera embedded into a keypad that can stream to a separate video intercom inside your home. SwitchBot's first video doorbell solution also works as a keypad for its smart door locks. Both components are quite large and bulky, but it's intriguing as an all-in-one solution for a video intercom. This is still a prototype. We expect to hear more about it next year, again, 2025. But these people want you to be aware of this stuff and get you thinking about it, or thinking about buying it anyway. This robot vacuum has 2 eyes to see your floors better. The Narwhal Frio Z Ultra, $1,500, you notice, uses 2 cameras to constantly scan while cleaning and adopt what it spots. I guess with 2 cameras, I guess you have to expect that. Dual AI chips mean it can identify objects and decide how to clean, get close to a chair leg, but give pet poop a wide berth. Retract its brush when it sees a cable. That's good because mine doesn't do that. And activate mop only when there's a wet mess ahead. So this is like, as you can see, this is all the latest and greatest. This I thought was very cool. She says, I found the dorkiest piece of headgear at IFA. This is her, Jennifer Patterson. Does it look good on me? Yeah, I think it looks cute. EcoFlow's new $129 power hat is possibly the most uncomfortable hat I've ever worn. But if it can keep my phone charged while running around in IFA in the blistering 90-degree heat in Berlin, it might be worth it. So a hat that can keep your phone charged. That's awesome. The company says the hat can charge a 4,000 milliamp smartphone in a few hours. That's a pretty good hat. It's surprisingly lightweight, but unsurprisingly unattractive. So I just thought it was kind of cool. This smart ring claims to detect sleep apnea. The Ringcon 2 might, I think I've seen a few other places where they've picked this as one of the best things at the show. The Ringcon 2 monitors your SpO2 levels while sleeping and promises 90% accuracy after just 3 hours of wear. That's pretty good, I would think. The company is in the process of gaining FDA approval for the feature, so we know it's going to be in the US. In the meantime, the surprisingly lightweight smart ring has the standard health tracking features, including sleep, activity, stress, and heart rate monitoring. Costs $299. That sounds pretty reasonable to me. $299, claims up to 12 days of battery life, and it doesn't require a subscription. So the fact that it doesn't require a subscription, like Samsung's, is, I think, a very good thing. So for people who like the idea of the rings, this one might be the one to go with. But it's not out yet, but I guess soon. Now, another one I don't know how to pronounce. Jimmy, I don't know how to put X and G together. So I'm going to say Jimmy's new ultra-short throw projector keeps dust and dirt off its lens. So I guess here. Jimmy has announced an upgraded version of its ultra-short throw projector. The new Aura 2 is smaller and lighter than its predecessor, so this is generation 2, I guess, while delivering more brightness. But the most welcome improvement is an automatic sliding cover, and I guess that's up here, that protects the projector's lens and helps minimize dust buildup. Jimmy says the Aura 2 produces 2300 ISO lumens of brightness from its Dual Light 2.0 light source that uses a combination of lasers and LEDs. That's up from 1800 ISO lumens for the original Jimmy Aura, which should improve the Aura 2's performance when used in rooms where ambient light can't be completely eliminated. Jimmy claims the Aura 2 can project an image between 90 and 150 inches in size, measured diagonally, depending on how far it's positioned from a wall. Brian says, that hat better have some fans to keep your head cool. Yeah, she said it's uncomfortable, but like she said, if it keeps her phone charged, I guess she's good with that. I didn't think it looked, let's go back and take a look at it again. I don't think it looked that bad. It reminded me of a lady from the 40s or 50s, I guess. At least the ones you see in the movies from that time. Anyway, I didn't think it looked that terrible. It's just not what we consider stylish today. Anyway, interesting. All right, next one. Reolink's battery-powered security camera can record for days without subscription fees. That's pretty good, I think, depending on what it costs. It looks like a typical security camera, but the fact that you can go that long is awesome. Reolink's new Atlas PT Ultra is the company's first battery-powered security camera that is capable of all-day continuous recording. It doesn't need power access, so it can be installed almost anywhere, and since it captures 4K video to a micro SD card instead of the cloud, there are fewer security risks, that's good, and no subscription fees, that's even better. There are already many battery-powered security cameras that streamline installation, but they're limited by small batteries that can't record for more than a day before needing a charge. Reolink's Atlas PT Ultra's solution to that problem is a built-in 20,000 milliamp battery. That's cool. The company says has enough power to record for 12 hours per day for up to 8 days or 4 days when recording nonstop around the clock. That's pretty good, I think. Too bad they don't tell us how much it costs. I would think you're going to pay a pretty penny for that, but the 4 days straight nonstop, that's pretty good. Okay, here's one I've heard of, at least. Hisense TVs can now sync with these smart lights, no additional hardware required. Yeelight's array of smart lighting products will now automatically sync with Hisense VidAA TVs. During the IFA Tech conference in Berlin, Yeelight revealed that its app now integrates directly with Hisense TVs, allowing it to capture the audio and video on your screen. That's pretty good, audio and video, while relaying matching effects across Yeelight's devices. So I guess these devices stay in sync with whatever's going on here, sound and picture-wise. This means you can quickly link up Yeelight's light strip and its stackable cube-shaped lights to your TV, given that you have a Hisense, of course. So I guess that's these. This makes it even simpler to set up when compared to some other ambient lighting options from brands like Philips, which requires you to either purchase a Hue Play HDMI sync box to sync your lighting or the Hue Sync TV app, which is only available on some Samsung TVs released in 2022 or later. So this sounds like it's going to be easy to deal with. And you have to pay $3 a month or a flat $130 fee just to get it. So yeah, this sounds a lot better than that. Ugreen's new Uno chargers have cute emoji faces that change when you charge. I guess people are like that. Ugreen. Ugreen has a new collection of iPhone and USB accessories. Okay, at least you have an iPhone, at least it's an accessory. For 2024, that really turn up the charm. The Uno line is a collection of GAN and QI2 chargers, cables, power bank, and a USB-C hub, each featuring a tiny screen solely for displaying robot-like emoji faces. The most endearing ones are by far the $60 Uno charger, 100-watt 4-port USB, and the $70 15-watt QI2 magnetic power bank that sticks to MagSafe phones. That's good. Each looks like a helpful little bot friend you've appointed to live on your desk and help you with your charging duties. They're also the most expressive with their TFT screens that show up to half a dozen different faces to give some idea of the actual charge levels rates of your device. So I would think as long as they charge well, that's, if you like cute stuff, that's fine. But I would think as long as they does the job, they're probably worth the 60 and 70 bucks. Okay. Flick is ready to control all your Matter devices. Again, back to Matter. So I'm guessing we should be expecting to hear more about Matter soon, I guess. Shortcut Labs has been openly working toward the goal of turning its smart home hubs, the Flick Hub LR and the Flick Hub Mini, into Matter controllers for quite a while. And now the company tells The Verge it has done it. On Friday, that's today, Shortcut will release an update that, according to the company, lets its devices easily act as independent hubs for Matter devices without being part of the ecosystems from companies like Apple, Amazon, Google, or Samsung. That's right, I forgot Samsung was part of that too. It's a compelling idea, a way to build out a smart home without turning to one of the big tech companies and the privacy concerns and attempts at lock-in that come with that. Yes, and that's one of the attractive things about Matter. You don't have to lock yourself into Samsung or Amazon or anybody else. Part of the promise of the Matter standard is that it gives users freedom of choice, but we've still mostly had to use at least one of those big ecosystems. Flick's Matter controller update hints at a fuller version of that promise. So I guess with the Matter devices that are out now, which I've used none of, you still had to pick one of those big companies as kind of the base. Sounds like this frees you from that. Now, again, we don't know what it cost. So I guess we'll know in future months, I guess. SwitchBot made an air purifier that's also a table and charging station. That's a unique idea. You can see it. It floats up above it, too. Air purifiers are great and all, but they only really do one thing, and they usually don't look elegant doing it. So it's up to you whether you think this looks elegant doing it. SwitchBot is trying to change this by making an air purifier that also serves as a table, a wireless charger, and the light source. Yeah, it's got the light source there. So sounds pretty good. The device, aptly named the SwitchBot Air Purifier Table, they got all the names in there, costs $269.99. Well, I would think for all that you're getting, it's probably worth it. And puts a smart platform atop the air purifier. You can place a key-compatible phone on the platform to charge it wirelessly, or simply use it to set down your cup of coffee. So my iPhone or most of my Android phones would work with that. Beneath the platform is a light that looks like it could come in handy for subtle nighttime illumination. Yeah, that certainly does look like it would do that. You can choose from 10 different colors with options. Oh, so I guess you can't change it. For soft, moderate, and bright lighting, oh, the light will also change color by itself from green to blue to red, depending on air quality. So again, one of those, like the last one, a novelty item to me anyway. Intel strikes back against Windows on ARM. So we've had the bad news about Intel looking like they're going to drop out of the Dow, but they're fighting back against Windows on ARM. Windows laptops are getting exciting again. They hope. Over the past few years, Apple has dominated the laptop performance and battery life conversation thanks to its transition to its own silicon. That's true. Now, Qualcomm has shaken up the Windows laptop market with its new Snapdragon X chips, even challenging Apple's power efficiency in its bid to make Windows on ARM successful. With laptop makers already eyeing up AMD chips in larger numbers, it really looked like Intel would be the loser in a laptop chip. Boy, so far they are. But this week, it began striking back with this Lunar Lake chips, and you've been hearing an awful lot about Lunar Lake chips the last couple of months, I'd say, and calling out Qualcomm along the way. At the IFA trade show in Germany, it was clear that a fierce battle is emerging between Intel, AMD, and Qualcomm over the future of Windows laptops. Yeah, well, Intel's losing that battle to those two at the moment. On the one side, you have Intel and AMD trying to catch Qualcomm on power efficiency and battery life. And on the other, you have Qualcomm trying to catch x86 on app compatibility and push Windows on ARM laptop price points even lower. So maybe Intel can make a comeback. We'll see. They're in a tough position no matter how you slice it. Okay. Nanoleaf's permanent outdoor lights arrived just in time for the holidays. Announced at CES, the Matter, smart multicolor permanent outdoor lights are now available for pre-order starting at, $200, shipping in October. That's good. At least something's shipping soon. The full color and tunable white lights feature 30 addressable LED pucks per 15-meter strip. That's good. With a Kelvin range of 2200 to 6500, so they'll get pretty bright, and 50 lumens per puck. The lights are trimmable, and that's also good, and extendable up to 45 meters and work over 2.4 gigahertz Wi-Fi. So if you have the money, I guess you can make your house look like this for Halloween. Kind of cool looking, I have to say. Let's see. The Nanoleaf permanent outdoor light lets you change your home's exterior lighting with a press of a button. So I think it's kind of cool looking. Anybody want to buy it from me, feel free. Okay, more Nanoleaf. Nanoleaf's new wall panels can show off your plants and Funko Pops. Nanoleaf is giving its popular smart lighting panels a major refresh here. The Nanoleaf blocks, starting at $200 again, feature edge-to-edge lighting that the company says eliminates hot spots and dark corners, bring a smoother, more even look. Okay, I guess it does that. Of course, dark corners look like they're coming over here, but I guess you just put more over there. The new blocks can also be customized with pegboard shelves and textured lights. Yeah, it looks like they must have used a pegboard here. Panel to bring more function to your wall art. They're available for pre-order now and ship in October. But you don't tell us how much I guess you have to go. Oh, no, we do have a price. Sorry. So I guess you can go to Nanoleaf and start ordering if you want. The company announced the new panels doing its Nanoleaf live event on YouTube and will show. So I guess you can go look up Nanoleaf on YouTube and you can see what they look like. And we'll show them off at the IFA Tech Show in Berlin this week. Nanoleaf is also adding 2 new features to its desktop app that works with the blocks, as well as its entire line of smart lights to offer more immersive lighting experiences. All right, what's next? Okay, now we've got a couple of things from Lenovo, I think. Lenovo's concept laptop can unfold itself and turn to face you. I think I've seen a video on this somewhere a little while ago, I think. Lenovo is back with another twisting laptop, and this time it can twist itself. Okay, that's where I've seen it, probably the last one. Today at IFA, the company showed off its Auto Twist AI PC concept, so it's still a concept, which has a monetized hinge. It can track your movements and rotate its display to face you as you walk around it. Wow. And it can transform itself into different modes in response to voice commands. I think it'd be kind of creepy having a computer follow my face around as I walk around. The Verge's Jennifer Patterson Towie got a hands-on, well, hands-off demonstration. The Twist AI is a monetized take on the twistable form factor, which dates back more than 20 years. Didn't know it went back that far. Most 2-in-1 laptops today have a 360-degree hinges that let them fold backward into tablet mode with the keyboard facing outward on the bottom. But earlier convertible laptops rotated on a center hinge and then folded over the keyboard. HP and Acer were making them at least as far back as 2002. Really? When HP and Lenovo briefly revived the form factor in 2012, we called them traditional convertible tablet. Yeah, I guess by that time they were 10 years old. That makes sense. Lenovo did it again in 2023, and that's where I saw a video, I think, with an OLED display on one side and an e-ink screen on the other. Yeah, I did see a video on that a while ago. That one sounded great, but it didn't live up to its potential when I reviewed it. Brian, thank you. Kind as always. Thank you very much, sir. You know, it's going to a good cause. My watch shipped today. I think my phone, my 9 Pro should be shipping any day now, I think. So going towards a good cause. All right, again, more Lenovo. Lenovo's new AMD laptops are skipping the US and Canada, so we're not even getting these. You know, there's more and more companies that seem to be making money in Europe, and they're kind of ignoring the US. Save this one. So the other laptops are skipping US and Canada. This one is coming here. Okay. The ThinkPad T14's Gen 6, which launched as a Snapdragon laptop, will get a $1,699 AMD Zen 5 variant in October with an undisclosed Ryzen AI Pro chip. Well, at least you know you got a great chip. North America won't get the 699 euro IdeaPad Slim 5 with the AMD Ryzen 7000, the 1,699 euro Yoga Pro 7 with AMD Ryzen AI 9 365 and 14.5-inch 600-nit OLED, and the 999 euro ThinkBook 16 Gen 7 Plus with Ryzen AI 9 365. So all three of those are not coming to America. Just that one is. Brian says, the U.S. is too. Let me turn this one off. The U.S. is too into Apple products to buy anything else. Well, we know Will is. I wouldn't say the rest of us are, but you have a point. And we're going to find out about that on Monday when Apple comes out with its new stuff, aren't we? I was going to say I don't think I'm getting anything, but I probably will lean towards the watch since my Apple Watch SC is getting pretty old now. Okay, and one more Lenovo. At $749, Lenovo's ThinkBook 16 is the cheapest Qualcomm Copilot Plus PC yet. And, you know, we had all the Copilot Plus PCs, 6 of them, all come out the same day. And Microsoft had to pull back their scanning of your PC and everything. But anyway, this is going to be the cheapest one in the bunch. It features Qualcomm's new budget 8-core chip underneath the 16-inch 2K 60Hz 300-nit IPS display with up to 32 gigabytes of RAM and a terabyte of storage. That's up to, so I wonder what the low end is. It does come standard with a big 84 watt-hour battery. Lenovo's other new Qualcomm is the $850 IdeaPad 5x 2-in-1. It has brighter 14-inch 400-nit OLED display, but a smaller 57 watt-hour battery and only one USB-C. That's always bad when it only has one USB-C. Okay. Oh, and more Lenovo. I thought we were done. Lenovo's Lunar Lake laptops, another one we've been hearing a lot about their chips, have a new aura. Good news, Lenovo's 14-inch ThinkPad X1 Carbon and 15-inch Yoga Slim 7i now have Intel Lunar Lake chips. Yeah, they've been making a bigger deal about those chips too. Alongside a 2.8K OLED screens with twin Thunderbolt 4 ports. Lenovo says the 2.16-pound Carbon is its lightest ever. Weird news. They're both now Aura Edition laptops, which apparently means software like focus modes, posture alerts. I wonder what a posture alert is. And Smart Share Tap an iPhone or Android to your laptop to share photos. So I guess they'll connect to your phones easily. Okay. Now, Govee would like to make your smart holiday lights matter. Now, Govee makes some decent lights. I have a one Govee light pole next to me, and I just use it when I need to have a little more lighting in here. Okay. At IFA 2024, Govee revealed launch dates for a veritable rat king of matter-enabled again, decorative lighting. These include smart string lights, curtain lights. Yeah, they make all kinds of lights. And Govee's first icicle-style smart lights, I guess, like that. The company also has 2 sets of strip lights. Oh, no, there's the strip lights. To follow up its M1 Matter strip. And listen, it's a lot of lights, I guess. 'Tis sort of almost a season. So let's start with Govee's new holiday lights. The company says all are IP65 waterproof rated. That's good. So they should be good for indoor or outdoor installation, and they're all Matter compatible. I guess that's good too. Meaning you can use them with any smart home ecosystem that uses the one smart home standard to rule them all. All are coming to the US and the EU. That's good. Okay, we're getting closer to a robot vacuum that can climb stairs, which tells me it's probably going to be quite expensive, but we'll see. With the ability to lift itself up and get over room transitions as high as 40 millimeter, that's pretty good, fluffy rugs, and other possible obstacles, Roborock, I have my Roborock is 3 years old, I think. A new Arvo, I'll say, curve could be a sign that the stair-climbing robot vacuum is almost here, so not quite. To be clear, Roborock hasn't said this, but based on how fast this company and others are innovating in this space, it feels like we're really not that far away. Shark Ninja also announced a new robot vacuum with lifting capabilities this week, and other companies are likely not far behind. Again, no mention of price. I'll bet you that's expensive as all get out. So that's the entire array of all the, so you can see we have a very big variety here. So I just wanted to give you guys a good idea of the kind of stuff these guys are seeing in IFA. So let's get out of this. Nothing else new in the comments. I promise you, the other stories are not that long. So Google's Ask Photos feature begins U.S. rollout. This is on TechCrunch. Google's AI-powered Ask Photos feature begins U.S. rollout. This was from yesterday by Sarah Perez. Let's drop it into Reader View. First announced at Google's I/O Developer Conference this May, Google Photos AI-powered search feature Ask Photos. This sounds pretty cool too. Is rolling out to users starting Thursday. Oh yeah, and I think you have to ask them for like something like an invite because I already sent one. The feature allows users to ask the AI to find photos using more complex queries. Will initially be available in early access, to select customers in the US before expanding to a wider user base. Powered by Google's Gemini AI model, Ask Photos lets users search their photos using natural language queries that leverage the AI's understanding. So it sounds like the AIs here understand a lot about your photos, of their photos' content and other metadata. Previously, Google Photos users could search for particular people, places, or things in their photos. But the AI upgrade will allow them to ask a larger variety of questions, much larger, I think, including those that require a deeper understanding of the photos. You and Oli enjoyed a meal. Okay. Yeah. What did we eat at the hotel in Stanley? Well, it knows that. So this thing kind of learns a lot. For example, as Google suggested during I/O, you could ask for the best photo from each of the national parks I visited. That's cool. It's interesting that it will decide what the best photo is. The AI uses a variety of signals to determine what's the best of a given set, including things like lighting, blurriness, and a lack of background distortion, among other things. It would then combine that with its understanding of the geolocation of the photos, so it knows where it is too, to find those taken in national parks. That's cool. Google said the feature could be used for more than just photo retrieval alone. Users would also be able to ask questions to get helpful answers. For instance, a parent could ask Google Photos which themes they had used for their child's last 4 birthdays. That is cool because it knows the themes. The AI would be able to analyze party photos and determine if a theme was involved, like mermaid, princess, superhero, or anything else. It could then tell the parent when those themes were last used. That is very cool, I think. So I guess it gives you the best match. Very cool. More practical questions could be those that help you recall a specific event, like what did we order last time at this restaurant? And that's what I think that first photo was here. Presuming you like to photograph your meals, and those of you who follow me on Facebook or Instagram or X or what's the other one? Threads, know that pretty much every Saturday night when Eleanor and I go out to dinner, I take pictures. So this would work for me very nicely. Or you could ask, where did we camp last time at a specific destination, like Yosemite, the company suggests. The company suggests? Okay, yeah, Google. You could also use the feature to help you put together photos for an album or summarize all the things you did on a trip. Now, that might be interesting, at least to see what it thinks are the interesting things you did. The AI understands the context of your photo gallery, including the important people in your life, your hobbies, your favorite foods, and other relevant details. To access Ask Photos, now here's what I had to do today. Users will be able to find the feature within Google Labs as it's still in the experimental phase. The company says the feature's development is guided by its AI principles, and the private data in photos will never be used for ad targeting, let's hope. However, Google employees may review users' queries to help improve the AI over time. So I guess that's going to be you're going to have to give them permission to do that right off the bat. The AI's answers will not be reviewed by humans unless the user reaches out for support, to provide feedback, or to report abuse or harm. Interested users can sign up on the wait list. That's what I did today. I signed up on the wait list for early access to Ask Photos. So if I get it, I'll let you guys know, because if it actually works, it sounds like it's going to be pretty cool. So let's get out of this one. And we're on to Z Fold and Z Flip One UI 6.1.1 AI features coming to other and older, I said, Galaxy phones. This was on Tech Radar. Come on. Okay, there you go. It's getting old like me, I guess. Okay, Samsung's One UI 6.1.1 with extra Galaxy AI is rolling out to older phones now. Here's what it does. By David Nild, published 2 days ago. More AI for the message. Let's jump into reader view. Get rid of some of these ads. Okay. Now this is when the Fold and Flip. When the Samsung Galaxy Z Fold 6 and Z Flip 6 were officially unveiled in July, they came with a new One UI 6.1.1 update that included a fresh set of Galaxy AI features. Now, that update is heading to other flagship Samsung phones too. Now, I didn't have either my one Samsung phone left, which is my S23 today, because I had my OnePlus open, as you can see. And I had my Nothing Phone 2 with me. So, but either tonight or tomorrow, I will check my Galaxy S23 Ultra to see if I got that update. Because I'm not going to have my S23 Ultra very long because I'm trading it for that Pixel 9 Pro. Now they updated tape to other flagship phones, Samsung phones too. The rollout was first spotted by Sam Mobile, picking up on user reports that the One UI 6.1.1 update was turning up on Galaxy S24, 24 Plus, and 24 Ultra handsets in South Korea, Samsung's home country. Samsung then helpfully confirmed the news that it had indeed started to push out One UI 6.1.1, not just to Galaxy S24 phones, but also to the S23 series. So I should have it if it came here yet. The Galaxy Z Fold 5, the Galaxy Z Flip 5, and the Galaxy Tab S9 tablets. North America and Europe get the update from Samsung September 9th. So I guess I have to wait till at least Monday. As per previous reports, older handsets from 2022 could also be in line for One UI 6.1.1, but Samsung hasn't been specific about this or about which of the new Galaxy AI features might be supported on the older hardware. So you're not going to get everything. You're going to get some things. What's included? Yeah, I like this feature. Sketch to image turns your sketches into AI pictures. I think that's very cool. Be nice if it works as cool as I think it does. Most of the improvements coming with One UI 6.1.1 center on Galaxy AI features, including the sketch to image tool that creates AI art from your scribbles. And in my case, it really would be scribbles. You can produce AI images based on your own photos via Portrait Studio. With the new update, you'll also be able to access real-time interpretation across multiple calling apps, including Google Meet and WhatsApp. And I've never used Google Meet. I've used WhatsApp a few times. Continuing on the translation theme, the same capability is available for live spoken audio. Inside the Samsung Notes app, spoken audio can be recorded and transcribed at the same time. I think that's pretty cool. While another part of the update enabled you to summarize and translate PDF files. And I think a lot of people are using this AI stuff to summarize stuff, which can be very helpful and productive, I think. Another neat trick, wallpapers that change depending on the time of day and the weather. Okay. It's well worth getting it installed if you have a compatible handset, and you can check for the update via software update in the settings menu. So starting Monday, I'll be checking. Note that the update still shows as One UI 6.1 unless you're using one of Samsung's foldable phones, which I don't have anymore. So sounds like some nice features coming. So any of you guys that have an S24 and S23 or a Fold 5, you will probably be interested in that, I guess, starting on Monday if you're in the US. I'm not sure where it's going to show up anyplace else. Okay. And this one I just thought was a cool story. Not saying that this is going to show up on phones, but still, I just said foldable. How about stretchable? Again, Tech Radar. Come on. It's taking its time tonight, isn't it? Here we go. Now, they used a bunch of models to show up this stuff. This is from LG, but I still think it's pretty cool. Incredible stretchable displays might redefine the meaning of a screen and fashion, by Lance Ulanoff, who we know does a lot of their articles. Pull LG Display's screen to make it bigger, and you just literally stretch it. And there's a slide that shows that further down. Now, this is a model, and she's got it on her purse. But we'll go down, and we'll actually see her stretching it in a few minutes. Let's go into reader view. So, but you can tell she's a model. She's got that look in the face, doesn't she? Long a pioneer in flexible and transparent displays. Yeah, remember what was the LG Fold? Remember that was from 2015 or 16, way back. LG Display is staking out new territory with what it's calling a groundbreaking development, stretchable displays. Yes, you heard that right. According to LG Display, stretchable displays can be freely stretched, folded, and twisted. The folding and even twisting part is not that remarkable. See, it may not be to him. It is to me. I've been to many LG Display private meeting rooms at CES and other events where they've demonstrated all kinds of screen rolls, curves, twists, and bends. Stretching, however, that's something different. LG Display's first stretchable display prototype, so it's just a prototype right now, making its debut. It says at the 2024. I think that should be 2024 because I've seen some other stories, and I think that's happening this week in Seoul. But anyway, Seoul Fashion Week, September 5th through 7th. So I think that's yesterday through Sunday, through Saturday, where runway models will show how the display can stretch from 12 to 14 inches. That's something I've never seen before here, neither have I. And we're going to see it in a minute. As for what you might do with stretchy screens, well, that's why LG is showing it off at a fashion show. Imagine it on a dress that has to adjust for your curves or a bag that can handle being stuffed until it bunges. Yeah, that's true. LG provided some photos in a very brief video, that's what we're going to see, of the LG stretchable display in use in a pair of fashion scenarios, but I look forward to seeing, touching, and stretching those screens myself. And I saw another article that said not only can you put it on cloth, you can put it on skin. Okay? Stretchable displays will have a great impact on the fashion industry by enabling the implementation of designs that previously could only be imagined, said Korean fashion designer Chung Chung Lee and LG's release. Now look at this. So that is on her pocketbook. Yeah, she's just folding it. So I guess it's stretched to start out with. Anyway, I just think it's very cool. LG Display explained to me that these stretchy displays are high-resolution, active matrix micro LED screens. The maximum stretch is about 20%, so that's pretty impressive to me. And the secret to that stretchability is LG Display's use of silicone material, most commonly used in contact lenses. Okay, I can see that. It gives them, they claim, an almost rubber band-like stretchability. These stretchable screens could also last a while with promised support for more than 10,000 form changes. So push, pull, and scrunch your display dress until you're worn out and the stretchable screen can apparently take it. LG Display told me the micro LED screen is durable and has a resolution that competes with standard monitors, really. That may be so, but the full RGB displays only support 100 pixels per inch. That's less than a quarter of the resolution you might get on your standard best iPhone. But still, it's pretty impressive on clothing or material of any kind, I think. We still don't know anything about display size limitations or where the power source for these screens might live. That's true. Will you be wearing a battery-powered dress? Yeah, that's true. That we need to figure that out. While LG Display is currently positioning, and that's probably why they put it in a pocketbook, because you can put a battery in a pocketbook and that's no problem. While LG Display is currently positioning stretchable displays for commercial use, the technology allows screens to stick not only to fabric, but also to human skin. I don't think I'd want that. Well, maybe. If LG Display can work out the power source situation, we could be slapping these thin, lightweight, and fungible screens on our arms and then stretching them a bit to create illustrative and ever-changing tattoo sleeves. Okay. As LG notes in its release, they could revolutionize everyday life by enabling the era of IT devices that can be comfortably worn like clothes or attached to the body. Yeah, I guess if you want to see what different tattoos would look like, that's the way to do it. LG, by the way, is not alone in the stretchable display quest. Earlier this year, we stumbled upon an Apple patent, but a patent that outlines stretchy displays for things like an Apple Watch and MacBooks. Of course, that's just a patent, and that may never see the light of day. LG Displays, stretchable displays, are already adorning shirts and bags. So I just thought that was a very cool story. And I just got rid of my web page, and I didn't mean to do that. So let's see if I can get it back real quick. Okay, sorry about that. Back to my web page. Here we go. I think there's only one story left. No, there's two stories left. Okay. And let me share screen again. And we're back to our usual yearly problems with Pixels, I guess. Of course, my mine is waiting to be shipped yet. But this is on the Pixel 9 Pro XL. I'm getting the Pixel 9 Pro, but somebody has the issue on a Pixel 9 already. I just said, uh-oh, Pixel issues to be expected. This was on Tom's Guide. Google Pixel 9 Pro XL owners are reporting a serious touchscreen flaw, What You Need to Know, by Josh Render 2 days ago. Where is the quality control? That's true, but we say that every year, don't we? Yeah, remember Tech Radar was saying, not Tech Radar, Tech Odyssey was saying, oh yeah, this year we don't seem to have the problems. Well, some people do, I guess. Just took a couple of weeks to show up. While the Google Pixel 9 Pro XL might come with several fantastic features, it appears that some users have found an issue with one of the most basic smartphone components, the touchscreen. Originally reported by Android Authority, several users on Reddit have reported issues with the screen of their new Google Pixel 9 Pro XL, with the corners of the screens apparently not registering touch inputs. That's not good. The initial post by YouLean account shared an image of an input tracker on their Pixel showing the issues occurring in the corners of the screen. The user also states that they booted the phone in safe mode and fully reset the phone, but it made no difference. That's really not good. Another user, DCDTTU, stated that the bottom left and right corners are unresponsive. I get this, but both work normally on the lock screen. So lock screen, they work. Take off the lock screen, they don't work. That's weird. Other users have reported similar issues, with one user stating that they have experienced the same touchscreen problem on their regular Google Pixel 9. So only one user so far on the regular Pixel 9, but it's kind of scary to think about that. You would think it started with just one phone. Well, maybe not. We have reached out to Google for a comment on the issue and will update this article as soon as we have a statement. Touchscreen issues can be one of the harder faults to diagnose. Yeah, that's true. And there can be several factors. The most common reason is usually down to screen protectors interrupting the inputs. That's true. But the new Pixels don't come with pre-applied protectors, and the user said they aren't using their own. So that's not the problem. Therefore, a software bug seems like the next most likely cause. Absolutely. Smartphone releases are rarely perfect, and there are always some bugs that creep through testing. For the time being, we can only hope this is simply a software issue and that a fix will soon arrive. We can only hope. We should mention that we were unable to replicate the fault on our own Pixel 9 Pro XL, although that does not mean the fault is not present on other models. So it's sporadic with different ones, I guess. In the meantime, we have a breakdown of how to protect your new iPhone so you don't. Okay. So I guess it's showing up on some people's phones. I guess let's hope it's fewer rather than many. And but we go through this every year, but so far it sounds like it's a very slight amount of people. All right, this is a story I had last week, but because we were all excited about having Mike here, I didn't get to it. I just thought this was kind of silly and cool. So this is a few weeks old. This goes back to July now. And I said, this is Cheyenne, Wyoming could have had the first human chatbot co-mayors. This is from my ABC at Denver 7 in Denver. And this story is from August 22nd, or update August 22nd. Cheyenne's AI for mayor concedes after voter turnout shows overwhelming preference for human decision making. So this guy lost the bid for mayor. Vic Miller wanted to be a humble meat avatar for Vic, an AI chatbot who he vowed would make all governing decisions in the city. I just thought this was the coolest. Now, Eleanor's daughter and ex-son-in-law, they live in Cheyenne. So, but this is just a cool story. I thought it was a cool story. Vic Miller wants to become the next mayor of Cheyenne, Wyoming. He promises that his customized ChatGPT model, Vic, would make all decisions. So this is the guy. Cheyenne, Wyoming. A man vying for the Cheyenne mayoral seat, he lost already, who vowed to leave all governing decisions to artificial intelligence, all governing decisions, conceded the race in Tuesday's Wyoming primary after voters made it clear they wanted human beings, not computer algorithms, to continue making the calls in city politics. Hey, Alan's in here. Hey, Alan, glad to have you here. I have a story about a guy who ran for mayor in Cheyenne, Wyoming, and he wanted to put a chatbot in charge, but he lost. Denver 7 first told you about Victor Miller back in June when his candidacy drew national attention after announcing that an AI chatbot he called Vic, which stands for Virtual Integrated Citizen, would be the one calling the shots on all governing issues of the city, with Miller only serving as a humble meat avatar, since the current political system does not allow an AI to be mayor. One where the city could be made more efficient given the speed at which AI can perform tasks compared to a human. Yeah, it would be a lot faster. Miller also believed his customized ChatGPT model would take feedback from constituents more seriously, maybe, and argued corruption could be eliminated with AI at the helm of the city. Earlier this week, however, the Washington Post reported Miller's dream to have Vic run the city would have encountered some problems, as OpenAI, the technology behind ChatGPT, does not allow the program to be used for political campaigning, and the company had already shut down his account before he quickly made another one earlier in the summer when he announced his candidacy with the slogan AI for Mayor, Vote Vic, Meet Avatar. In conceding Tuesday's primary to incumbent Cheyenne Mayor Patrick Collins, Miller said he was the first person to put artificial intelligence directly on the ballot, offering voters the novel choice of AI governance, and declared that his campaign marked a historic moment in politics and technology. Well, that's got to be true. How historic a moment it will be remains to be seen. But one thing is clear. According to experts in the field, artificial intelligence is supercharging the threat of election disinformation worldwide, as bad actors with access to the technology could create fake and convincing materials that could say, yeah, at least he was up front with it, turn away or even keep voters from the polls in the coming months. Now get this, unofficial results from the Wyoming primary showed Miller, who ran as an unaffiliated, received only 3% of the votes Tuesday night. Now see, they're saying he only got 3% of the vote. But what that said to me is 3% of the people in Cheyenne, Wyoming are willing to have an AI for mayor. So I just thought that was very, I looked at it the opposite way. They said only. I think 3% is a lot. So anyway, I just thought that was a cool story. And the AI lost the vote, but who knows when it's going to come up again. So that's the story I didn't get to last week, but we did not have Mike nor Ted come in this week. So that's all I've got for you folks this week. Tried to give you a good assortment, and we certainly went over a whole bunch of stuff from IFA, and I hope you guys enjoyed it. We certainly learned some names of products that we had never heard of before, that's for sure. So, guys, I hope you guys have a very blessed weekend. Brian, thank you as usual. Thank you, Eleanor. Thank you, Annette. Thank you, Alan, for popping in. Alan and Eleanor and I are all from Hudson County, New Jersey. Of course, Alan still lives in Jersey City. So he says, I'll catch the replay. George for president here. Hey, I'm older than the president we have now, but at least I can say a sentence. Thank you, Alan. All right, guys. Hope you guys have a very blessed weekend. And as always, let's always remember we all do better when we love each other. Thanks, guys. See you next week.